Today is the 8th of March 2022, which means it's International Women's Day. So today we're breaking down a cool email written by arguably one of the best female email copywriters of all time, Laura Belgray. And don't worry if you're not a woman. If you're a woman, happy Women's Day to you. If you're a guy, then I still have a treat for you because this email is really cool. It's a testimonial email basically, but with a flair. And in the business, in the copywriting business, Laura Belgray is known for her very engaging personality. She speaks her heart in most cases. I'm guessing in all cases, but like she's known for being sassy and for speaking her mind and writing about amazing stories in her emails. And I'm guessing her audience is extremely engaged. I'm not currently subscribed to her list. I've been a subscriber for years, but her emails are definitely top-notch. And very interestingly, the subject line for this email, for today's email, is just dude. That's it, dude. Because the testimonial, the guy who gave the testimonial is none other than Chris Orzechowski, a self-proclaimed meathead, and Laura wanted to like introduce this little subtle personality element inside the email. So as we're breaking down this, I want you to notice how to add personality to an email. And I guess that's the number one thing that I want you to learn from this email, is that if you have a personal brand, then one of the best ways you can do is to add personality to your emails, because that's going to basically take over the success of the email. And what I mean by this is that you don't necessarily have to be the world's best copywriter. You don't have to be Gary Bencivenga or John Carlton or Gary Halbert or something like that. If you have good personality, people are going to start preemptively anticipating your emails and opening them when you send them, regardless of your copywriting. They just want to see your personality. And we can see this in action. Daniel Thrussell, his personality, it's very engaging, and he has one of the most engaged lists in this business. Ben Settle, again, one of the best email copywriters. I broke down one of his emails not too long ago. Check it out, link in the description. Ian Stanley also has a very specific personality in his emails, but plenty of other people. And that's the biggest lesson that you can learn from this email breakdown is how to add a little bit of personality, how to show you, how to write in a way that sounds authentic and it's clearly you, and people still love it and they still give you money. Okay, so if you're interested in this, definitely keep watching. You're gonna love this email, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else who might be interested in it. So, as I said, the subject line, dude, I like it. And then the email starts by Laura jumping right straight into the action. It sets the stage. She says, I might have squealed a little when I opened my email that morning. My husband, Steven, asked, what was that? Oh, just something. It's from a guy. So right off the bat, we can see the setup for an interesting story, right? It's not boring at all. It highlights that something interesting is coming, something that might even turn out to be like a soap opera or something. And it's no reason why Andre Chaperon, who's also one of the pioneers of modern day email marketing, he came up with this concept of the soap opera sequence. So basically, your email sequences act like episodes in a soap opera with cliffhangers and emotional high tones and everything, because that's what people enjoy, reading, just like how people like to watch series and soap operas. The other thing I'd like you to notice is that there's dialogue in the beginning of this email. And dialogue usually converts better than just straight up monologues because it seems more real. Again, going back to another fellow email copywriter, Daniel Thrussell, he's really good at using dialogues in his emails. And maybe it's one of the reasons why his email list is so incredibly engaged. So then after this dialogue, the first clear point where Laura showcases her unique personality is by adding this line, which is totally what a husband wants to hear. That, I just got an email from a guy, right? So these are the subtle things that might not seem important to you right now, but this is what adds depth and emotional depth, especially to emails like this. And this is what makes it sound real. This is what makes people, and in this case, mostly women, because Laura's audience is made up mostly of women. They like to hear these types of things. So after this brief introductory part, we have another brief part that goes 180 on this, and it seeds the sale that's going to happen at the end of this email. So basically, if you think about it, this is a sales email that pitches Laura's products called Inbox Hero and Story Hero. So it's a sales email, right? But instead of being like giving her audience like a straight up pitch, she wants to highlight a testimonial from not just any customer, but a guy customer, like a dude type of customer, a bro type of customer. In this case, Chris Orzechowski. Why? Because Laura knows that most of her audience is made up of women. However, 10 to 20% of her audience, which is still maybe thousands of people, they're guys, they're dudes. And they might feel like, you know, I like Laura's stuff, but probably her programs are just for women. But with this email, Laura basically answers this objection preemptively and says, no, it's not just for women, it works for anybody. Here's like a meathead type of guy from New Jersey who also loved it. So that means that this isn't just for women. So, but this part here just wants to seed the sale a little bit. What this means is that she's planting the idea of the sale. She's planting the idea of the seed of the sale. I know it sounds complicated, but bear with me here. So that, people will already, as they're reading through this, as they're reading the testimonial, they're already start, selling themselves on the product itself. So at this point, Laura introduces the testimonial and she gives it a fantasy name. She doesn't say testimonial, she says testosteronial. Make it that testosteronial trademarked, right? Again, it has flair. This is typical Laura. It adds a little bit of personality. And the reason why she starts renaming a testimonial into a testosteronial is because, again, she wants to bring up the point that my audience isn't just exclusively for women, or my products aren't exclusively for women only. They're also for guys as well, because they work. It doesn't matter what types of sex or gender you are. It works. However, she still acknowledges her core audience, which is women. So this whole part of highlighting that this also works for guys, it's a preemptive objection handling element. So, oops, I clicked the link, sorry. So then we have a high-level overview of the course itself. Again, just putting the link multiple times, actually, like even inside the testimonial, so that people have more opportunities to click. Because, and in yesterday's, this is a very interesting point. In yesterday's proven email breakdown, and link in the description, I talked about the fact that when your audience isn't warmed up, it doesn't always make sense to give them a link immediately, because your email is working hard to shift some of their beliefs, to make them feel like, yes, this might be a unique new opportunity that's the key to their true desires, and it's only attainable through your unique mechanism. But if they're not warmed up yet, if they're cold, and they click the link in the second paragraph, for example, then they haven't experienced that belief shifting before, and they might immediately disqualify your sales message. They click the link, they land on your sales page, and they're like, oh, sounds cool, but I don't know, it's not for me, or something. And then it's done. They already made an internal decision not to buy your product. So yesterday's email, written by Ian Stanley and Derek Johansson, check it out, it's a really cool email, only introduces the link at the very, very end of the email. Until then, basically, we don't even get a mention of the product itself. But in this case, it's different. And why? Well, it's because this email, from a strategic point of view, at this point, doesn't really go out to cold audiences anymore. This is part of an email funnel, like a launch funnel or something like that. And typically testimonial emails, they're not the first emails in the funnel. They're like towards the end. Like if you have a 5-day open cart period for launch of a course, you send this on Thursday, like 1 day before closing cart or something like that, because this is the point where people actually need proof. And this is like a huge proof point. And that's why Laura can get away with like putting many links in the email, because even if people click the first email, they already know what the course is all about. In most cases, they already know the core benefits, the bonuses, like the high level overview, and they already have been like warmed up enough for this even before the course launches, right? Or they can buy the course basically. So that's why we have multiple links here, not just at the end. But, at this point, we see more personality elements. Laura says, here's what the dude, Chris Orzechowski, both a high-profile email strategist, copywriter, and a self-described meathead, said about the course. And then we get basically the word-for-word testimonial that Chris sent Laura with a little extra bolding element, marking the most important part, the results part here. So, this testimonial, I'm going to read it, and notice how it also follows a story format, because a testimonial or a case study is also like a mini story if you think about it. And when you use like longer hero's journey or discovery style stories in sales letters, for example, and we've seen many of these stories in the proven sales letter breakdowns that I did last year, again, link in the description to the entire playlist. We've seen sophisticated stories. There was a guy called Joseph Campbell who, to my knowledge, came up with the modern day storytelling technique. And we see there all the the specific things that you have to include in specific acts of a story, right? But in this case, like you can get away with the way simpler structure, but it's still a story. It basically, the first paragraph establishes credibility, and it's like a call to adventure. For like, hey, I'm Chris, I'm a high-level email copywriter, I've written thousands of emails for my clients and for my own business. I thought I reached the point where I knew it all. Well, I was wrong. So there's a new opportunity type of thing here. Then we hear about the unique new mechanism that's included in Laura's Inbox Hero. So how she doesn't just give away templates or something, but you can see Laura editing emails in real time, explaining the why behind them, just giving a very, very detailed, deep psychological overview of why she's doing these things. And then we have the results part. So specific results. Notice, like, I wrote an email that made $2,183 in sales, and it only took 20 minutes. So it's specific. It's a credible number. It's not like I wrote an email and it made $1 million overnight or something. No, most people can imagine that. Yes, if I write an email and I have like, I don't know, a $5,000 name email list, and the timing is right, then I can easily make $2,183 with a single email that I wrote in 20 minutes. Maybe it's just like an urgency email. And, most people, since they buy at the end of an open cart period, your urgency emails are going to convert really well, because that's how people just buy. That's how human nature works. And it's very easy to write an urgency email in 20 minutes or even less, and you can make $2,000 with it. So yeah, it's a very credible result. But then we also have a recap here, which says, I think it's safe to say I got an immediate ROI. And then at the end of it, Chris basically fully recommends this course to anyone else, because it's really, really good. So notice the story structure again. It's a call to adventure. Then we have like, this is the journey that I went through, and this is the results that I experienced because of this. And now, I recommend this to everybody else. And then we have like a little reflection paragraph where Laura just reflects on this testimonial. It adds a little bit of extra oomph to it by saying, nice, right? Also this part, nice. It's, I think Laura is from New York, and this, it sounds like a slang type of thing. And it, again, adds to her personality. Nice, right? The bold is mine. ROI like that just calls out for the all bold. The best part wasn't Chris's maleness, it was his headline-worthy results. And then we have like a picture here as well with basically this is a screenshot taken from the sales letter, that's promoting Inbox Hero, actually. But it also adds a face to the testimonial, which is always a good thing to do. People usually, they're much more open to buy from other faces, let's say, because they seem more personal. Then we have a little mini teaching section. And this is an interesting part here. I guess after all the manliness, Laura also wants to just appeal to her core audience as well, so that they don't feel forgotten or ignored or something like that. So she says, still, I was looking to mix it up in the gender department. We all like to see ourselves when we're buying something, consciously or not. We scan testimonials going, okay, where's someone like me? And by the way, this is a very important thing in marketing and copywriting, and it's a great mini teaching section that, you know, people, they're scanning for testimonials that look like them, because the biggest objections of why people don't buy is because, first of all, they don't see that this product gives them enough value, and that's what they usually mean when they say, I don't know, I just don't have the money for this right now, or this is too expensive. That's bullshit. That just means that people don't see the value clearly enough, or they don't buy because they feel like they don't have time for it, and that's why this testimonial. Notice I made $2,000 in sales in 20 minutes. So it works fast and it works like crazy. And then finally people don't buy because they feel like this is not for them. Like, sure, it might work for Laura, it might work for Chris, but no, it couldn't work for me because I'm an albino one-legged golfer from I don't know, Azerbaijan, who's vegan and watches Japanese anime all the time or something. So then if your sales letter doesn't qualify all these specific things, then they sometimes feel like it's not for them. So it's very important to highlight as many testimonials and as many angles as you practically can to make them feel like, yes, this is for you and it will work for you as well. And then we have another testimonial by Justin Blackman, again, another guy. And this, again, it has a story structure. It's very, very simple, but it's effective. And that's what I also recommend you do in your testimonials as well, if possible. That's how you ask for them, by the way. So the testimonial basically says, I was hesitant at first, but then I felt like this is for me. And this whole testimonial is here to answer the objection of like, oh, is this for me? So this email is mostly aimed at guys, but obviously women who are reading this, they're also gonna benefit from it. So it's totally cool. But and notice this part here. P.S. Don't tell Chris about this. His ego is big enough. So again, this just shows why people enjoy reading Laura's emails and why they enjoy reading these very light-hearted emails as well, because people have busy lives. There are a lot of things going on in their lives, a lot of hassle and everything, and sometimes the aim of your nurture emails, or the aim of your emails in general, is to just give them 5 minutes in which they can disassociate themselves from reality, and they just feel like they are taking on this ride. They read an interesting story or a trivia or gossip, or they just see how someone who they look up to, in this case Laura, think, or how they approach certain situations. It's very cool, really cool if you think about it. So then we have another objection handling element here, saying like, this also works if you're a photographer, life coach, kinesiologist, copywriter, beautician, artist, brand strategist, persuasion, anything. It works for you. So if you want to write emails that cut through the inbox noise and make you loyal fans and loads of profit, just skip right to the buy button. So this is just a simple if-then formula. If you want X, then you should do Y. Then we have a little element that says, I care about you. So now we actually discover that this email came after the official card close period. So at this point, people definitely know everything there is to know about this product because it's been heavily promoted, because good email marketers send a lot of emails. So she says, the card officially closed last night, but I've reopened it to offer you a 6-pay plan for the Inbox Hero Story Hero package. You asked, I listened. So this shows that Laura cares for her audience. And notice one very important thing here. If you promise that your card is only open for 5 days, then you close it and then you reopen it again just to scoop up some extra sales of people who, I don't know, who didn't buy at the end, but they wanted to. That's not ethical marketing. People can see through that, and it's not good for your credibility and for your honesty and authenticity. However, this is totally different because Laura is offering a 6-pay plan now. So the 6-pay plan wasn't available. Probably people started asking, oh, do you offer a payment plan? And she, the good marketer she is, she saw an opportunity here, and then she decided to also include another email after the main sales period, which is there to maybe scoop up a few extra customers who weren't ready to buy full price, but they are ready to buy into a 6-pay option, 6-pay plan, right? And also, like, after the card closed, some of those people might have felt like, you know, I missed out. Oh, I should have bought. I knew I should have bought, but I didn't because I was afraid. Oh, wow. Now this is the perfect time to buy because now Laura is offering a 6-pay plan as well. I mean, so I guess this email generated quite a few sales. And then we have the call to action, which heavily emphasizes the 6-pay monthly plan here. And if I click it, let's see if it's still open or not. Oh yeah, it's open. So it seems like it's not a card closing thing anymore, but it's still open. And then we have EXO, Laura. This is like a very girly type of sign off. And fun fact, Laura Belgray was the prime copywriter for Marie Forleo for a long time. And she was also known for Marie Forleo's copywriter. But then she said that, you know, she doesn't want to be known as Marie Forleo's copywriter anymore. But instead, she's Laura effin Belgray, right? So again, very strong branding element here, but she kept the EXO, and Marie Forleo also does these XOXO. I think it relates to a kiss or something like that. I don't know, leave a comment, like what does EXO stand for in real life? I'm curious. Then we have like a little PS, which is another objection handling thing that's important to her audience, I guess. And we have an urgency PS, and then we have another PPPS, which is another objection handling element. So it seems like Laura, she's very open to noticing what are the objections of people, and then even after the card closed or something, or you know something is not available anymore, she answers those objections. Like this email answers tons of objections. It answers the "is this for me" objection. It answers the like how long until I see results objection. It answers some gender specific objections. It answers the oh, I don't have, I don't know, $500 upfront to buy this objection. It also answers the, you know, if you had some trouble with the checkout page objection, and a bunch of others. So, you know, the more objections you can answer, the more likely you are to sell people. We also have a visual thing here, and there's some debate whether you should include like graphical elements into your emails or not. Like there are two schools of thought here, but you know, Laura decided to include it. There's a referral section as well, because even though like most people still won't buy, but they can still recommend Talking Shrimp. Talking Shrimp is her brand, by the way. And then finally we have like the subscriber preferences section, which is custom. Like, if you forget why you are hearing from me, Laura Belgray, it's probably because you signed up for my superb freebie on my site, the Talking Shrimp. So notice all the specifics. Like people won't feel like, who is this? Like I don't even remember this person. Oh, Laura Belgray. Oh, freebie, I signed up. Oh, Talking Shrimp. At least one of those should connect, right? In most cases. So yeah, that's the email. Ultimately, it's a testimonial or case study email, but it's a great example of how to add tons of personality and tons of flair to like a straightforward testimonial or case study email and build tons of know, like, and trust because of this. And we've talked about this countless times before. It's super important for your emails to build this know, like, and trust. But I really hope you enjoy this email. If you're a woman watching this, then happy Women's Day. If you're a guy, I hope you also liked it, dude. And I'm also gonna break down Chris Orzechowski emails in one of the upcoming videos as well, because Chris is also super duper amazing. So if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like it, leave a comment with your #1 insight, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like what are you doing? Also click the little notification icon. And if you want to learn more about emails and sending emails that get more opens, clicks, and sales, then check out my free 5-part mini course called The 5 Principles of Sending Rainmaker Emails. It's pretty cool, it's free, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna learn so much from it. It's not even funny. Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow.